BEIN TV, connected to your world.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to BEIN News Updates, bringing you news that made headlines during the week, broadcasting from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Khadija Tukubra Keilani. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube at BEIN TV. Now to our first story. The censure motion moved by the minority caucus in Parliament seeking to have the Minister of Finance, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, removed from office has failed. It followed the decision by the majority caucus to stage a walkout after the debate on the motion was concluded on Thursday, 8 December 2022.
This was a result of the failure of the motion to obtain the constitutional 2/3 of the membership of the House after the secret balloting done in the presence of the majority members who staged a walkout to have nothing to do with the motion. 163 NDC MPs voted, while there were no abstention, no votes. The Speaker had referred the motion to an 8-member ad hoc committee to consider and, more importantly, allow the Finance Minister to be heard. Before the secret ballot, Speaker BEIN justified his decision to refer the motion to the committee. After the debate from both sides of the House, Speaker BEIN called for secret voting by Article 82 of the 1992 Constitution. That was when the majority of MPs staged their walkout despite a consensus that Mr. Ofori-Atta should not continue his role as minister. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu thanked the Speaker for his tenacity in ordering the vote of censure and said for the records and prosperity he will be deemed as contributing to a key democratic exercise.
Police delegation led by the Director General Welfare COP Ms. Habiba Chumisi Sapon on December 1, 2022 visited the family of the 8 victims of the shooting incident at the Techiman South Coalition Center. The violent clash claimed 2 lives and left 6 persons injured.
The delegation commiserated with the families and shared with them the progress made so far in the investigations being conducted into the incident. The delegation visited each of the 8 families in their homes at Techiman. They were assured of the police's resolve to get to the bottom of each incident. The families were told that even though investigations so far have not identified those responsible for the shooting incident, the police were determined to pursue the case for as long as it takes till the perpetrators are. The case has therefore been referred to the newly established Cold Case Unit, which is responsible for the continuous review, investigation and tracking of cases long after the trial might appear to have died and public interest had gone down. In support of the work of the ongoing investigations, a reward of 100,000 Ghana cedis has been set aside for any member of the public who can provide credible information that will lead to the arrest and prosecution of the perpetrators. Since its establishment, the Cold Case Unit is revisiting all major unsolved cases recorded in the recent past and is working with the affected families.
The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, has told the government to have a second look at the debt exchange program following the concerns raised by some stakeholders. This follows some stakeholders' rejection of the program, which was launched by the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta on Monday, December 6th.
The stakeholders included the Ghana Medical Association GMA and the Ghana National Union of Traders Association GUTA and the Trades Union Congress TUC. UTAG also said they take serious exception to any intervention that would worsen the plight of the already impoverished university lecturer. They are convinced that the debt exchange program may negatively affect the Ghana University's salary superannuation scheme as well as ties 2 and 3 pension funds of their members. It would also result in significant reduction in the principal and or interest payment due to members who have invested in mutual funds and may need resources to meet emergency needs.
The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoako-Atta, has said that road toll will no more be collected by human beings when the levy is reintroduced in 2023. According to Mr. Amoako-Atta, the payment of road tolls will be via electronic means.
The minister says government is going to build modern expressway which will come with tolling facilities, but those tolling facilities will be electronic tolling facility. He also urged road users to be prepared to pay more money for the toll to enable the government to construct enough good routes. He says the country was getting an average of 78 million Ghana cedis in a year, depending upon the ground condition. That amount of money cannot even build 10 kilometers of road. He said Ghana was paying the lowest toll in the whole world. Government in November 2021 announced the scrapping of road toll collection on all major highways across the country. A year after, the government has made a U-turn to introduce the collection of the toll. The reintroduction of the road toll is one of the revenue measures contained in 2023 budget presented to Parliament by Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
The Decathlon, in collaboration with BEIN TV and Jibu Ghana, held a market activation for the hashtag Kick the Bottle Challenge on the premises of BEIN TV at Atomic Junction in Medina on Wednesday, 7 December 2022.
The market activation brought a lot of pedestrians and drivers to join the Kick the Bottle Challenge, where patrons kicked a ball to win prizes. Winners were given free shopping coupons. Speaking to BEIN TV, Mr. Stephen, a member of the marketing team at Jibu Ghana, said plastic rubbers litter the environment after when the water it contains has been used. They brought this initiative to help stop littering around and help build a decent environment.
Jibu Water is a new company in Ghana, but we are already in East Africa, that is Uganda, but our main branch is US, that is Chicago. But right now we have seen that the environment is making dirty with pure water and bottle rubber. So we decided to bring this one, so that if you don't have the machine, you can open it like a pipe. You just open it, just drink it, and then Jibu Water too is the best in the system right now. If you need a water to drink for you to get a better life, it's Jibu Water. So we are here to support any activities that you people will bring on board. Yeah, just to give, or just to create awareness, or just to let people to know that we are on board. We are coming to give people good things.
The Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, has said the authority's goal in the energy sector is to help eradicate energy poverty. He says the NPA would engage cabinets to remove some taxes on liquefied petroleum gas to make it more accessible and affordable to Ghanaians, especially the poor.
Hamid gave the assurance that he would make a case for tax exemptions for some time for investors who would be establishing cylinder bottling plant in the northern part of Ghana for them to have their maximum return to their investment. The aim is to discourage the use of wood fuel or firewood and charcoal and increase the LPG penetration for domestic, commercial and industrial activities from the current 37% to 50% by 2030. Dr. Abdul Hamid said the launch of the LPG campaign was to make LPG affordable, available and accessible to the Ghanaian people. The second lady, Hajia Samira Baumia, will launch the LPG awareness and sensitization campaign, urge the public, especially women, to adopt LPG as it is a cleaner, safer, and healthier cooking fuel. She said the use of firewood and charcoal for cooking also contributes to climate change through emissions of greenhouse gases and black carbon, as well as deforestation through the harvesting of wood and sometimes even economic trees like shea tree and oak tree. Samira said LPG as an alternate cooking fuel is clean, safe and efficient, and expressed joy that the MPA was promoting the use of LPG for cooking to ensure the attainment of government efforts to increase LPG usage to 50% by 2030. Hajia Samira commended the Ministry of Energy and the MPA for their commitment towards driving awareness, adoption and the use of LPG in households and other areas of the economy.
Parliament has approved the 2023 budget statements and economic policy despite opposition from the minority on the revenue mobilization measures. The House has been debating the statement since November 29th after it was presented by the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
During the final day of debate, the minority group raised concerns about some of the revenue generation measures, including the removal of a threshold on the electronic transaction levy and a 2.5% increase in VAT. The approval paves the way for estimates for ministries, departments and agencies to be referred to the various committees for scrutiny. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu reiterated his call for the government to drop its decision to increase the VAT rate by 2.5% and scrap the e-levy threshold warning. Such a move will not get the support of the minority caucus. The majority leader, Osechi Mensah-Bonsu, said the 2.5% increase in VAT will go into the construction of roads. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta proposed a budget last month that aimed to narrow Ghana's deficit with spending cuts and new revenue-generating measures. It also included a domestic debt restructuring program. Ghana is in talks with the International Monetary Fund for a support package to help relieve its debt distress and hopes to secure an agreement in the coming weeks.
The patron of the trust, the Elephant, and CEO of Cars Estate Limited, Alhaji Yaya Kasim, has donated 50 plots of land to the Gawens Council of Zongo Chiefs. The donation was made during the council's 4th anniversary celebration at Amasaman.
Alhaji Yaya Kasim presented the documents of the land to the council through His Eminence Sheikh Dr. Usman Nuh Sharbutu and the National Imam of Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah denomination, Sheikh Umar Ibrahim Imam. Sarki Muhammad Al-Khalifa Haidara obtained the documents on behalf of the council and conveyed sincere appreciation to the donor.
Brother, who is Kasim Yaya Kas, had been of a tremendous help to our cause. 2 years ago, we had an installation of a chief where Kasim introduced or gifted to us a 50 plots of land. And then he exclusively told us that this parcel of land is not for any other developments, it's exclusively for educational purposes and also for recreational purposes for the Zongo community.
Alhaji Yaya Kasim spoke to BEIN News on the motive behind this kind gesture.
Kama vishi muna yazo ken. Saken aka muna roko jama duka da muke nanga muyi baki guda. Kuma ba baki guda ba mu ya mu achieve abinda muke nufi aka. Akan wannan muna so jama aduba cewa mu andebi mu yazo ma hal masa yayi karatu ne. Saken aka ikran wannan duka da karatu ne a gare mu.
Nana Aminanu Kodia II, Chief of Ankuma Kowu, also had this to say. The Ga West Council of Zongo Chiefs last week celebrated its 4th anniversary celebration, and efforts are being made to ensure the development of the community.
Also, in some international stories, a group of lawmakers in Niger has backed a motion seeking to criminalize same-sex relationships in the country. The vast majority of Niger populations are Muslims, but it has a secular government, and there is currently no specific law on same-sex relationships.
The MPs say same-sex relationships are against the religious and cultural beliefs of the people. The proposal was presented to the Speaker of Parliament, Banana Jibu Haruna, a lawmaker from the southern region of Maradi. She told a press conference on Thursday in the capital, Niamey, that the move was meant to protect the rights and interests of the public. Mrs. Haruna described homosexuality as a problem affecting our society. She said they had carried out wide consultations and that the proposal had received the support of the Nigerian citizens as well as nearly all MPs. It's not yet clear when the matter will be formally debated in Parliament. It is also unclear what sort of punishment they want to stipulate in the legislation. The move comes just weeks after a court in Maradi acquitted 2 young women of charges relating to lesbianism because there was no clear legislation criminalizing same-sex relationship. They were instead jailed for 2 years after being found guilty of posting their nude videos on social media in which they were seen allegedly in a lesbian act.
Also, Uganda has received 1,200 experimental vaccine doses designed to work against the Sudan strain of the Ebola virus that will be used in scientific trials. The country has confirmed 142 cases of the Sudan strain with 55 deaths since it announced an outbreak of Ebola in September.
Currently, there is no vaccine proven to be effective against the strain of the viral hemorrhagic fever. The vaccine will be administered to people who have been in contact with those who tested positive for the virus. In what is called ring vaccination, researchers hope to recruit at least 3,000 people aged 6 years and above to take part in the study, which will be conducted by a team of Ugandan scientists. The vaccine, made by the SERIE Institute in the US, was given to the Ugandan government as a donation by the World Health Organization. It has already been proven to be safe for use in human trials. There have been no new positive cases in Uganda in almost 3 weeks, and the last of the people who had been hospitalized were released on November 30. There have been concerns that the vaccine doses have arrived at the tail end of the epidemic in Uganda. But Health Minister Dr. Jane Ruth Aseng has said the study is still necessary to equip the country with all the public health tools it needs to fight similar outbreaks in the future.
And this is all we have for you on our English News Update. For more stories and breaking news, log on to obenamultimedia.com. My name is Khadija Tukubwa Keilani. Many thanks for watching, and do enjoy the rest of our programs. Assalamu alaikum.